Welcome on in, everybody, to another edition of the WyoNation Roundup. Greetings to you wherever you may be. I am your host, Chad Smith. You can follow me at WyoNation Blog, and joining me again tonight is Mr. Shea Foster. How you doing, Shea?
Good, Chad. How are you doing?
Doing fine. So Mountain West Media Days have wrapped up. Not a whole lot of nuggets out there for Wyoming that we didn't know about before, but as fall camp gets going here very soon, we will be talking more about the future of the Pokes football program. But I handed the editorial and show prep to Shea for tonight. So he has come up with a nice topic, so I'll let him introduce it.
Yeah, so tonight we'll go with top 3 games you've ever seen in person. So I'm excited for maybe some road games people have seen. We had some people comment on Twitter, which were some great games that I wish I was alive to see. But kudos to the American Heritage Center that you can still look at some of those games. And then maybe we
100%.
finish off with some Olympic sports at the end of the blog here.
There we go. That is right. So, of course, you can watch us here on YouTube is the best place to see us. Twitter, still a little, I don't know what's going on. I need to still talk to our software company to see what's going on there. The connection is kind of bumpy. It just could be a next thing. Could be a Twitter thing. But best place is to head on over to YouTube. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we are live, especially when football's coming up. We'll be doing lots of pregame activities, and I will be doing the postgame shows as well, which are my particular favorite. So yeah, YouTube at WyoNation is your handle for that to get there live. So yeah, so Shea brought us a fun idea here of the top 3 Wyoming football games that you've seen in person. And I think it's going to be an interesting list. And yeah, we'll go over some of the inputs that some people had on Twitter. But I wanted to start us off as a bonus question, Shea. To get us going here. Do you remember what your first Wyoming football game was?
Ooh, I do. 1988, Under the Lights, BYU.
Oh, that's hard to beat, huh?
Yeah. Randy Wilniak is the quarterback. Yeah. So it's hard to start off like that, you know.
Was that? If I'm not mistaken, that was the first night game at War Memorial Stadium, right?
Yeah. So I lived.
Yeah.
This is going to age me. You'll remember them. If we have younger people watching, they're not going to remember them. The old military-style housing that is now tailgate and going to be a new Corbett Pool. I lived there.
Okay.
And so we would just walk across the parking lot to the games, to the arena auditorium, the MPG. Yeah. So I remember that. And I was young, but it's a memory because I'm pretty sure they had fireworks at the end.
Okay.
So
very interesting. So let's
yeah.
Heck, man, we'll just as well. Let's bring this up here. I didn't go to that year, but let's go check out 1988. Your Wyoming Cowboys went 8-3. Oh, that's the wrong year. That's 98. What am I doing? 88. They went 11-2.
I think they won the WAC that year.
Won the WAC that year, exactly. Went to the Holiday Bowl. But let's see the schedule and results here. We zoom in here. That BYU game that you're talking about. Where is it? Oh, there it is. First game of the year. Thursday night, September 1st, 24-14 win. They played 2 Thursdays in a row to start the season. That's kind of wild.
That was like, I think when TV was getting bigger too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so what was that game like on ESPN back in the day?
I believe so. I don't think, because ESPN2 didn't exist. I don't
it would have to be ESPN. So quite interesting. Yeah, so it looks like Wyoming had back-to-back games on national TV in the late 80s there. I wish it would have told you. They have that, right? It'd be cool if in the notes it told you like it was on TV. But no, that's a tough one to beat. Right there.
I can look it up on the American Heritage Center. I bet you I can get the video from it.
Probably. Yeah, they have a lot of great stuff there. So cool. So that is your first game. Okay, so I didn't move into Wyoming until the early 90s. So my first Wyoming game, I can tell you, that I remember quite vividly. It's going to be right here. How about the 1993 season opener against Oregon State Beavers?
Oh,
Which we
man.
lost. That was kind of a tough game, too. We didn't play particularly well. I remember being very mad. I was very upset that we lost.
Tiller really had to rebuild the program a little bit. And this isn't a knock on Roach. Erickson recruited really well. Roach got some of those recruits. Tiller was good with some of those recruits, and then he had to kind of rebuild. So I remember those years very well in Laramie.
Mm-hmm. So that was my first foray into Wyoming football, was that Oregon State game.
And this is why we're so mad when people get mad at us when we get mad at 6-6. We saw great Wyoming football teams.
Yeah, this 93 team was pretty good.
Yeah.
In the Copper Bowl to Kansas State, who was, just really starting to grow their program, obviously, back then in the early 90s. So,
yeah, and thanks to Lee Moon, we ended up with Dimmel.
Yeah.
Who was coaching Kansas State. So
there we go there. We'll hide that for now. But yeah, so we each have 3 games that we'll talk about here. So I'm going to do mine in chronological order. You can do yours however you want, but we'll start with you. What's one of your 3 games?
1991 Border War.
The 91 Border War, okay.
91 Border War. Sonny Lubick is in his prime in 1991. These are tough CSU teams.
When did he start there? That had to be like one of his first years, right?
I think it was his first year. Maybe he wasn't there. I'm pretty sure he was there because
we'll find out here. We'll see here. So we got scheduled results. Wyoming not very good in 91, but let's check on Colorado State. If we got 91 Colorado State, it would be Earl Bruce was still the coach. Oh no, I remember that too, because even in like the early 90s when we went to the CSU game, I do remember someone had it was a sign you probably couldn't hold today, but Earl Bruce was the coach of CSU, of course, and he was kind of into some odd things when he was at Ohio State. And someone had a sign at War Memorial that said, what did it say? Geez, it's something to the effect of, like CSU players, Earl Bruce beat you, and we're going to beat you too, or something like that.
Oh, Wyoming fans are just the best. Creative, just creative minds.
Very creative. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was something better, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I do remember Earl Bruce being in War Memorial. So there we go. So Earl Bruce was the coach. Let's check the score on that. 91, October 26, a 35-28 win.
And I remember this. Matt Swenson was a tight end on the team.
Okay.
He lived around the corner from me, and he taught me how to ride a bike.
Okay.
And we played Techno Bowl together, and we always had to play with the Chicago Bears. He was a big, like, Walter Payton guy.
Okay.
And Walter Payton was unstoppable, and with Bo Jackson and Techno Bowl. And so I remember that game because of Matt, after the game, gave me a big old high five. And then when the guy teaches you how to ride a bike, you got to remember those memories.
Sure. Yeah, that's a pretty good story.
Yeah.
All right. So the 91 Border War. All right. Do you have anything in between like 91 and 96?
I'm in 96 for my next game.
Okay. Well, then let's do your second game, 96.
96, Hawaii, 66-0.
Yes. Now that is the one. Yeah. Now I was thinking of a Hawaii blowout, but maybe it was 96 because we blew them out a lot back then. Now I was going to put that on my list, but I couldn't find the box score. I bet this is the game I'm thinking of, but I don't know if he was still on the team. Let's see. Let me look first. Let's look at that roster. Let's pull that up here.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up
because I have a memory from that game. I think it's the right game. Let's see, 96. Do we have a roster here for us?
You got a
On
smaller one.
defense. Here we go. That's scoring. Do they have defense on here? They don't. Kick returns. Jeff Leonard. They don't have the full roster, really. Let's see here. Defense and fumbles. Here we go. No, yeah, see, it just goes there. Okay, I think he already graduated. So I don't think this happened, but it's a memory that stands out in my head. But when I looked at it today, I couldn't find it. Let's see if you remember this. I am certain that when Wyoming played Hawaii one year, that it was Greg Van Leer. Is that his name?
That name sounds familiar.
Is it Van Leer? Oh, I forget. Hold on. I know he played like in the 93 game. See, that's what I'm trying to think. It's not Van Leer. It's Van something. Hold on. Let's see if we got him in 93 on defense.
Oh, you're right. Greg Van Leer.
Was it Leer? Okay. I couldn't think.
Yeah.
But I swear.
He played. Oh, he had a break.
Did he play in 96?
94, 95, and they didn't play again until 98. He did not play in 96.
Okay. Yeah. He got hurt. Like pretty bad, obviously. Okay. So it couldn't be that game. Okay. Well, I can't find it. And then maybe if someone else is there, but I vividly remember because it happened right in front of me. But maybe it didn't. Maybe it's a Mandela effect type of thing where Greg Van Leer intercepted a pitch on an option play and then ran it back for a touchdown.
That was Janae Jackson against Air Force.
No, this was in Hawaii, so I don't remember that Air Force.
Oh, Janae Jackson did it against Air Force because Air Force tried to do it on a kickoff.
Oh, okay.
And Janae grabbed Mr. Cavs from Guernsey, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Grabbed that and took it to the house.
Okay. All right. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But
I do remember that one vividly.
But the Greg Van, I swear it happened, but I can't find any proof of it. So maybe it didn't happen.
I'll ask Keith. We'll get Kevin McKinney. He'll ask Kevin McKinney for us.
There we go. Yeah, I swear it happened because I had seats at that time it would have been the northwest end zone in that section over there. And I swear it happened, but maybe not.
Because my mom was working for Trent Greener at the time. And remember the weightlifting was under the stadium on the visitor side. And the team used to come out of that tunnel.
Yeah.
They used to come out of where they come out of now. And Steve Cyphers was on the team. Mm-hmm. And he always treated me so nice when I was just hanging out in the weight room with the team. I remember that 96 team very well because I would just sit out there and watch them weight lift. And they were just like so cool and that tiny. I mean, that weight room was tiny. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. I don't know if it's even it's brown and gold now, I think. The stadium. But it was cool to know. And then I ran into Steve years later and he still remembered me. So that was really cool.
That is cool. All right. So the 96 Hawaii game, 66-0. I was at that game. I remember that for sure. So, I mean, what else other than just the absolute drubbing?
They did have some great. I wish those uniforms would come back for Hawaii. Shout out to Hawaii because they had some of the best. That was probably the best uniform game. Let's just call it what it is. You had old school brown and gold for Wyoming, and you had the actual rainbow on the helmet of Hawaii, and they're light green uniforms. So,
yeah, that was a fun game for sure. So, all right, very good. Okay, I have a game starting in 97.
Okay.
Do you have anything from the 97 season?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. Well, how about this? So yeah, this is my first one in chronological order. And you talked about road games, and here we go. Here's the first one. How about at CSU in 1997? A 25-24 win on the road where we scored a touchdown in the final minutes of the game. I can't find the box score to see when we actually scored, but it was our last drive, our last offensive possession. We scored a touchdown to win on a cold day there at Hughes Stadium.
No, that was 96.
Was it 96?
That was the year. Yeah, because it's.
Did I write down the wrong year? I did. I did write down the wrong year.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube clip on it, and Dave Walsh calls the final drive.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I wrote down the
Yeah.
wrong year and I didn't fix it. Good Lord. Yep, 96. Sorry. Same year as
Great
when we
game.
drove to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately for me, let's see, we'll go to that one. Yeah, thank you. You know, when I wrote it down earlier, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't switch it. So yeah, right here. It was the last regular season game of the year.
Yep.
Because then we'd play BYU in the infamous WAC title game that we will not talk about. Thank God I didn't go to that. I think that'd have been
And then we snubbed the Las Vegas Bowl. It was the inaugural year of the Las Vegas Bowl.
But yeah,
and I think
25-24. Yeah, I saw that they do have the highlights. So where did you say the highlights of this one was again?
It's on YouTube. I'll post them in the comments
Okay,
of the
cool.
video.
Yeah, so you can. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. I don't think I've ever heard the call on the radio. That
Oh man, it talks. You know what the best part of that is? You know how Dave used to get so excited is when Brian Lee picked off that pass to end the game.
Oh yeah,
and it was nuts. But you know, Marcus Harris had big catches. I think Seraph had a big catch. David.
yeah,
I forgot to say his last. Yeah, great receiver.
Little dude,
man. Yeah, but that guy could everything thrown his way was caught. He reminds me of Chris Sturr.
Sure.
So if people think about Chris Sturr, that was Marcus Harris wasn't a big guy either. That's what cracks me up. And everybody's like, we need big receivers. And I was like, that 96 team was not big, but man, they were
skilled.
They were good. Yeah, very good.
So so at that game, unfortunately, for me, I had to risk my life because most of my family who lives down here in Colorado, they went to CSU. So we had tickets in the CSU section, and I was cheering right in the middle of it, wearing my brown and gold as we beat them in the last minute. And I'm lucky to get out of that stadium with my life that day.
CSU fans aren't too bad. Now, if that would have been San Diego State, you might have been shanked or something.
Yeah. So that was a road game, and that's why it stands out to me, just because it was on the road, and it meant a lot too. I mean, it was the end of the season. It was the border war. It's where the border war should be played, right? It should be the last regular season game of the year. It won't be anymore because of this conference nonsense, but
yeah. It was that was a great game. I'll put the people in the comments. I'll pull up the YouTube video.
Yeah, cool.
And you can. It's called the drive. It's called the drive. Like there's a whole narration leading up to it. Yep. So
yeah. So all right. Do you have anything from 97 or 98?
I don't.
Okay. Cool. Jared's in the house. Let's show his here really quick.
All right.
Jared says favorite half when Wyoming was beating Texas at home at halftime. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was memorable. Favorite when Texas A&M came to Laramie and I was in a bunch of foreign exchange students from Germany.
That was a good game. Wyoming was pulled that Texas A&M upset. You know, those coding years weren't that great, but Wyoming took Auburn to the mat and Texas A&M.
Yeah.
During those years, so
pretty interesting. All right, let's see here. We will navigate ourselves to one more. Let's get out here. We'll do it to 1999. Wyoming went 7-4. That was Dana Demmel's first year. Another road game for me, where me and one of my high school buddies we took the drive to the Air Force Academy.
I was at that game.
Ugly game.
It was terrible.
Loved every minute of it. Wyoming wins 10-7. And do you remember our entire offense was in the rounds on the pop-out play because we were running that triple shoot offense is what they called it.
Because Jay Stoner was hurt and Matt Swanson was the quarterback.
Jay Stoner played in this game too, though. He came in. But he was hurt. He had like a shoulder injury, and he couldn't throw. And he actually threw a touchdown pass to win the game. But we were running the end around play, and I remember it was Coffee Shook. It was one of the greatest names in college football. He ran for 80 yards. He was a receiver, and he had 8 runs for 80 yards on pop-out plays.
He had a big game that same year.
We
And
beat the
if
Air
this
Force,
is
and
one
Air
of your
Force was ranked
games,
24th in the country.
Kofi had a big game against BYU that year too.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you look here, we can go to that year and look at his rushing yards. It's pretty wild. A wide receiver with like 400. I think there was another guy too. If you go to rushing, here we go. Cliff Bry, Tim Beasley, John Jennings. There we go. Coffee Shuck. They list him as a running back, but he isn't. He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he was a big time wide receiver.
I think Willie King was a receiver too.
Yeah.
Brock Ralph was, obviously. Yeah, see, so I don't know. Just because they ran the ball, they have him listed as a running back. That's funny.
Yeah, Brock Ralph was one of the best wide receivers.
You can tell they were running a lot of end arounds because you got several wide receivers with like pretty sizable rushing totals.
Well, that's because every time Jay Stoners dropped back, he didn't know if he was going to throw a pick.
Oh, yeah. He was erratic. And the offensive line was not good either.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tommy Nash was a wide receiver. Yeah, he was, because you could see, look, he had 34 catches. Yeah.
It was like a run and shoot offense.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Kofi Shuck led the team in receptions that year with 39 and 621 yards. And then Nash and King. So, I mean, you have wide receivers getting quite a bit of carries. So, yeah, that was just crazy game. Ugly, though. It was really ugly.
Great win, though. Always good to win in the Springs.
It is. And, right, and Air Force fans, even, or back then, they were really sassy. I still think they're pretty sassy.
We sat in the north end zone for that game.
Okay.
Because now this is a shout out to the Wyoming Alumni Association. They would do buses to those types of games. You could take a bus, bus down, tailgate, and then bus home. And then this year, this is like a side topic. You can do. They're offering up a game where you can fly to Laramie to San Diego for this year's San Diego State game. So if anybody's interested, there's a charter plane going out of Laramie for that game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
very cool. All right. So yeah, so 2 of my games are in the 90s, and then I have a huge jump. So I don't know. Do you have any? What's your?
So I was gonna go like with a huge jump, and I love the Josh Allen years and all that, but I went to 2003 Border War.
2003 Border War. Okay, I was at home.
It was. I'll remember this because it reminded me of the 2017 Border War, where it was sunny, then it started raining, and then it turned into a blizzard.
Really? Okay, let's see here. 2003.
Bradley Van Pelt was a quarterback for CSU, and we had Casey Bram.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember that it snowed in that game now. Yeah, I was obviously at that game. Yep.
That was a really good game. I was in the student section. A great game. You had Malcolm Floyd catching passes. Well, Malcolm Floyd like lit up the CSU secondary that day.
Yeah.
I was at the game with my friends in the student section. The starting center was Drew Severin, who's a good family friend of mine. There was a drunk guy in front of us, and he kept like falling into us. Well, Drew's sister drop kicked this guy like in the 4th quarter because he turned and said something. He like drop kicked him 4 flights down the stands at War Memorial, and I'll never forget that in the middle of the storm. But it was a great game. Yeah. Well, the guy probably deserved it.
Maybe. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Jared's got another comment here. Let's say favorite road game at Air Force in 2013 when we won 56-23. At halftime, a cadet asked another cadet, "Do you think the altitude will affect Wyoming?"
Oh, that was a good game. That was that year after Howdy Doody.
Right. Unfortunately for Air Force, right, we're the only team where the altitude does not affect us. We're the only team higher than they are. So that's pretty funny.
Oh, man. That was a good Brett Smith game.
That's pretty funny. All right. So yeah, that Air Force or no, that CSU game was pretty good. 35-28. Yeah, and Van Pelt, man, that guy was a trip.
After he spiked that was the same year he spiked the ball to that CU player's head.
Mm-hmm. Is that also the same game where Pistol Pete pile drived Cam the Ram and like broke their hip?
Oh, broke their arm.
Was it okay? I know it was something. I saw he freaking pile drived him.
Yeah. I did ask. So I know somebody that knows the person that was Pistol Pete at the time.
Yeah.
And I asked if they would ever do an interview, and they said absolutely not. So I did ask. I tried to like get the full story behind it, but
That's funny.
the person declined the interview, so I guess we won't get the full story.
The full story. Why did you pile drive Cam the Ram? Because
Yeah,
Cam the Ram deserved it. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. We got any? No, nothing yet. All right. Okay. Here's my last one.
All right.
And then we can do some honorable mentions. But right, I have to jump to 2016. A lot of games to choose from there. But obviously, the only time we beat the Boise State Broncos in our history is the 2016 Boise State game at home.
Yeah.
Which was a great atmosphere. Again, I think it was on CBS Sports, I'm pretty sure. Little different for me though, because like between 2014 and I don't know 2019, I was in the press box, so a little different experience because I was working the game, which is always interesting. But that game was something for sure. So yeah, to finally beat Boise, and we haven't done it since, and we may never again because the chances of us playing Boise after this, we don't even play them this year, right?
Yeah, we
We'll
don't.
probably never play them again unless some
That
weird
good
bowl game.
riddance. I'm good.
Yeah, unless Berman's crazy and like schedules us a game at Boise, which would be a fireable offense as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Let him die.
But yeah, so my third is the Boise State game of that year, which was the safety dance game, I guess is what it's called.
Yeah, you and Dan Wingard. That's your game.
Yes, Dan did send that in to us last night. I forgot.
Yeah, so that was a great game. I didn't get it. Obviously, I wasn't there in person, but I listened to the call. Thank God for technology.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see here. I'm pretty sure, right? An honorable mention would be from that same year for me.
Okay.
And that would have been the border war, of course, which was in the snow.
I was at that game too. Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah. I mean, the snow game, just how about, and then the number one thing that stands on our mind, right, is the pass to the fullback.
Oh, Drew. Yeah.
To Drew, where he did had to go Superman in the air to bring the ball down. I think it was like a fourth down play too, or it was third down for sure.
Third down, but he got hurt. He got a stinger when he landed on the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, an incredible catch to keep the drive going there late in the game, and as the blizzard came in. That was another one where I was in the press box, so it didn't matter to me that it was snowing.
I was under the Wildcatter smashing fireball that we'd snuck into the
game. Okay. All right, folks. You're going to be on. I think your picture is going to be up on every gate of War Memorial now.
You know, that was I took my wife. We were dating at the time. We were living in Virginia Beach at the time. I said, "Hey, I want to go to Wyoming to see this game. It's Josh Allen's last year." We bought tickets, flew out. So the day before, remember, it was like 70 degrees. It was like 60 degrees the day before. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Man, this place is so beautiful." And I was like, "Well, I won't tell her about tomorrow." Yeah. And it was raining a little bit. She's like, "Oh, this isn't too bad." And then the snow, like that Austin Conway run is iconic photo in the snow. And you're like, man, she's like, "Oh my God, I've never seen it like this." So, you know, Shout out that she made it to Laramie through a blizzard and ended up marrying me. So
There you go. Yeah.
man, honorable mention. I'll do the 99 BYU game in Laramie. That was under the
a good
lights
one too. I was at that one.
because we mentioned Kofi Shuck and he had a big, but the I remember somebody on defense hit a BYU player so hard, I thought he killed him. They did like some inside shovel pass and the Wyoming's linebacker lit this guy up. I thought it killed him. That one, I'll put that video. They do have like a highlight video with Dave Walsh call on that as well. So I'll pull it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a big one. Yeah, BYU was ranked 15th.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention that in the Boise game, Boise was ranked 14th. So I think Boise State's the highest ranked team we've beaten in the war, and this would be number 2, I'm sure. Unless you go back like in the 70s, and we'll talk
way
about
back.
that. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But in like modern era, for sure.
I remember Air Force in like 2001 was pretty high up there, and Wyoming upset them.
Yeah, let's check here.
So I think College Game Day ended up at.
Let's see here. It's not. I don't like how this one. No, it wasn't 2001. I think it might have been 2003 because I remember, or two or three.
You're right.
They were ranked like in the teens. I'm pretty sure. Let's look.
Yeah.
I think it's 3. I don't like how this website does things. No, it must have been 2. Or was it 4? Why is it? I saw it. I don't know.
It wasn't 4. Yeah, it wasn't.
So it must have been 2. Let's see here.
Yeah.
2002, or we're just making it up in our heads.
No,
Air Force was 22nd that year.
Okay.
At that time. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find the year for this. Just a random thing. I think it might have been 95. Let's look. Yeah, I'm thinking it probably was 95. Close game against Utah we lost, but it's just a memory I have. We sat at that time, then we were like in the upper deck, like in the middle of the field. But
yeah,
if you remember at the time, I forget the guy's name. Let's see if we can look at the roster. We had a punt returner who was insane. He would never fair catch. He was just like
Kevin Parma.
Maybe. Let's see here. Where is he? Do they have returns on here? Punt returns that year. Was it Kevin Parma? That's what they're saying. I don't know if this is the right year. Maybe it was 97 then. Hold on. Did we play Utah?
Wyoming had some wild guys.
Did we play Utah in 97 at home? No. So it must have been 95. Okay, maybe it was Parma. I don't remember the name. But anyway, Utah kicks the punt, right? And I'm following the ball from the upper deck, right? And the next thing I see next to the ball is a helmet up in the air because Utah hit the guy so hard before the ball even got there, popped his helmet straight up in the air. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? But I don't remember Parma. But it must have been.
Do you remember Hoost Marsh was the same way? When Hoost was the punt return, no fair catches in his life. He was taking it every time.
So yeah. Yeah, do you got the tweet pulled up from some of our
I do. Mr. Rob Edwards.
I'll bring it up to, was it 1970 what? 2 games from
1972.
1972. Let's pull this
Arizona
up.
State.
Green.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep going to the wrong one. 72. Wyoming was coached by Fritz Schirmer. Went 4-7 that year.
Look at that upset. Look at that upset early in the season.
But how about a win? A 45-43 win over 11. So that is probably the biggest win at home against the 11th ranked Arizona State Sun Devils.
Yeah. I tried to pull the video. There on video of it, but when I looked at the box score, Wyoming got up quick, big, and then the fourth quarter, Arizona State made a furious comeback and couldn't pull it off.
So that was one of them that someone sent in, and then they sent in
76 2 games. You got BYU and Arizona State again.
Okay, there we go. 76. So then by 76, you're in the second year of Fred Akers. Team went to the Fiesta Bowl that year. And we got Arizona State again, 13-10 win. And then he said, oh, it was at BYU? Oh, that'd have been fun. 34-29, he went to Provo.
Oh, poor guy.
I've only been to Provo for a basketball game.
I've only driven through it.
Not for a football game, but I've been to Provo for a basketball game in it's probably like 2004, I want to say.
Yeah. So he had 2 games that year. Rob got some good games in the 70s there.
Mm-hmm. So
look at that conference. Arizona State were in the conference. BYU.
Yeah. UTEP still there. Air Force was an independent at the time.
Man, those were the years. And then Brian chimed in. He also remembered the 72 game. They were reminiscing about it. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Dan Wingard agreed with you with the safety dance game. So.
Yeah, it has to be
Andrew's dad. Yeah, loves. I was going to mention.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see this game live or in person, but I remember when Wingard was a freshman, we were playing Eastern Michigan. Wyoming was terrible. Josh Allen got hurt, but I kept seeing this dude with long hair making all these tackles. I was like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he not on the field? Why was he to be on the field the other games? And it was Andrew Wingard at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, why isn't this guy playing full time? He's making every tackle. So, well,
that's funny.
I mean, he tied the Mountain West record for tackles in his career. So good for him on that. Man, hopefully we get some, there's some games on the schedule this year that could be memorable for people.
Let's hope so. And for good reasons, right?
Yeah. Well, fun road games. I did App State, but it was a tropical storm, so it wasn't very. Wyoming was terrible, and I was in the middle of a hurricane in Boone, North Carolina. So,
okay, yeah. I mean, I don't remember the year. I'm pretty sure Christensen was the coach. I lived in Florida at the time, and I went to the FAU game. I do believe we lost at like the worst stadium I've ever seen. It's like a high school stadium. They played at terrible seats. Like you couldn't see anything. You had no idea what the hell was going on. Because you're basically in high school bleachers watching a college football game.
Yeah. I don't think it's gotten much better down there between them.
No, I don't think so. No, I think FAU hasn't built a stadium? I thought they have.
I think they have. It's FIU that I think is in the dumps. And then
yeah,
I think USF built a stadium after the big 2007 run, and they've been terrible ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck to them.
I'm trying to think other places I've been. I did go with the band to the Tennessee game in Nashville.
Oh, that'd have been fun.
Which was, Nashville's a good time. I don't remember the game at all. I mean, we got destroyed, I'm pretty sure. But the cool thing was, now this is at one of the famous saloon venues where they play country music. They closed the place down for Wyoming fans only. And guess who gave a concert?
What year was that?
Oh, it must have been 02 or 03.
Well, Chris Ledoux was still alive. Was it Mr.
There we go. It was Chris Ledoux at the I think it was called like the Stampede. I have a glass from it. It's like the Stampede Saloon or something.
Oh man,
Amazing.
awesome.
Chris Ledoux playing for a house full of Wyoming people in Nashville. It's pretty awesome.
Man. I think the only other road game besides App State, I did UVA, but I got in a fight in the
You got in a fight. What?
yeah. So let the record show. I was living in Virginia Beach, and I was friends with a couple of girls that were UVA graduates. And they're like, "Hey, Shea, let's go to the game." And so UVA, all the students dress in ties, like nice shirts and ties. And their fight song sounds like the New Year's Eve ball drop music. So I was making fun of it because I was like, because everybody hugs after like they're singing it.
Yeah.
And they're doing the sway thing. I was like, I'm not doing that. So everybody was super cool in the student section. I was wearing my Wyoming stuff. John Wendling was carrying the team on fake punts. Wyoming loses in overtime on a missed extra point. And this guy like shoves me. So it's on a hill. So when I turned around, he was uphill, but I was eye to eye with him, and I was like, "All right, well, come here, midget." And then it was a fight. So it was good times, you know. You got.
And now I know why you play hockey, because you have a lot of aggression you got to get out.
I didn't start the fight, Chad. Everybody, honestly, the students were super cool. It was just, I think a couple of frat guys were being that those guys I got in a fight with don't reflect the UVA student section. I'll say that.
All right.
They treated me well, so.
All right.
But it's still a fun memory for me.
Yeah, I guess the last thing for today is you did drop a Wyo wrestling blog, so kind of give the folks the update there with the wrestling program.
Yeah, so we've I don't know if we mentioned in previous shows, they're getting a new facility.
Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned
now become it will be a wrestling facility now. And I can't tell you that facility will rival like the Iowas, it will rival those facilities just based on size and stuff like that. Wyoming again has a top 25 recruiting class coming in for 2026. And they just signed a kid yesterday, Mr. Dom Wilson out of Texas, who will be competing next week in Greece for the national team, U17 national team in Greco. So, you know, be sure you support the team. Having a guy like Christian Carroll, who's a big time freestyle guy on the international or national circuit, and now having a young man like this is only going to help the program. So, be exciting to see how Wyoming, if Wyoming can get a little bit more investment, I think with that facility, they could really take off. They're not going to catch like the Oklahoma States, which is they're paying David Taylor, I think $1.5 million a year to coach. So I don't think that's gonna. And Laramie's hard to recruit too. Stillwater's obviously in the mecca of wrestling, but you know it's great to see the program to continue to rise. And here in about a month, I'll start doing the maybe some interviews and other things. But Coach Schroeder has left the team. He's moved back out east here to Kent State. So Wyoming's looking for a new coach as well. So we'll see how that pans out over the next couple months.
Okay. And I thought you said that you heard that they did hire someone, or no?
I heard that they may have hired somebody, but no name. So
or we don't know who it is yet. Yeah,
we don't know. So
gotcha.
It's weird because you have a lot of teams looking for coaches. So the last time this happened with Ethan Kyle, somebody said this guy's a lock to be the coach, and he ended up somewhere else.
Yeah, I understand that you don't want to say it until they're signed, right? Because if you leak out, hey, if someone hears that Wyoming's interested in them, they say, well, we could pay more or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they can strip them away last second. So no, it makes sense that it's super secret until the contract's signed and everything's done.
But I mean, having a facility like that probably draws some coaches as well.
Sure. And I guess I forgot, is the facility like open now?
No, they are gonna. They got to wait until what they're building in the new Corbett pool, in the where the apartments used to be across from War Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when that's done, they'll probably fill in the pool and then put they said it's gonna be ready for the 2026 season,
Okay.
26-27 season for wrestling. So their facilities now are pretty good. From who I've talked to, parents that are like, "Hey, I don't know why people bag on Wyoming. I've been to other big schools, wrestling facilities, and Wyoming right now is still better than them. So this is only going to take them up a
More. Yeah.
level.
That's great.
So it'll be it'd be nice. 96 was a good year for football and wrestling. So I would like to maybe repeat something like that again. So
All right. Well, thank you for the update. Yeah, and we'll keep a note of that, and we'll see how the new poke signee does on the international circuit there. And then, yeah, we'll see. I guess fall camp starts next week.
yeah, Tuesday.
Okay. Very good. So, yeah, we'll have a lot of stuff coming out by then, and we'll see what's going on. We'll have a lot to talk about here on the channel. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight for a little fun conversation about football games of the past that we went to. Thank you to Jared for chiming in with his, and to the folks on Twitter who did as well. So, yeah, any final words, Shea?
No, looking forward to discussing fall camp here now that we should have a roster probably on Monday, right? We can dissect.
That's right, yeah. And what I'm going to do is download the current roster, so then we can compare weights, right? Because that's going to be the big thing everybody will do. So download that current roster, so when the new one comes out, we can see who's been hitting the weights, putting on some good muscle.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody, for Shea Foster, I am Chad Smith. Thank you for joining us on this edition of the WyoNation Roundup. We will see you all next week.